And with BC and Alberta in the grips of another damaging wildfire season, a group of more than 80 environmental and Indigenous organizations are calling on governments for major change. For more on that, let's bring in Rob Shaw at the BC Legislature. So, Rob, what exactly are these groups calling on the government to do?
Well, Stacey, it's an open letter to Canada's premiers and the Prime Minister signed by those 80 groups. It really calls for a dramatic shift in fossil fuels, saying the pollution that is leading to climate change, causing the extreme weather and the worst wildfire seasons and the destructions of towns like Jasper and Lytton has to be tackled head on by the provinces and Ottawa. They are calling for caps on the oil and gas industry, an end to public and private funding for oil and gas plus LNG projects, and the redistribution of that money to communities affecting climate change. Indigenous groups like the Union of BC Indian Chiefs signing on, noting First Nations people account for 42% of wildfire evacuations. The letter's authors include Greenpeace, the David Suzuki Foundation, some teaching and nursing associations, as well as some local organizations like Transition Salt Spring, writing that governments in Canada must put the health of people in Canada and the communities above fossil fuel profits before another town or city burns or floods due to the impacts of climate change.
We are going to have more and more of these disasters and also flooding, other kind of extreme weather, unless we stop burning fossil fuels at the rate that we are burning and emitting so much carbon into the atmosphere.
The horrific tragedies that have been a consequence of the climate crisis are so stark, and yet government continues to be obsessed with what I describe as a false economy, a lazy economy, and continue with their addiction to the fossil fuel industry.
Politically, these demands very much in alignment with the BC Green platform, their call for an end to fossil fuel subsidies, not so much with the BC NDP, whose current climate plan is a mix of emission reductions, but also encouragement and support for the job-generating industries like LNG. The idea not at all reflected by United and BC Conservatives, the latter of which has no climate plan of note, and the former United seeks to balance oil and gas and jobs with new clean energy technology. So unlikely this will be adopted outright by the current or likely next BC government, whoever that might be. That being said, though, Stacey, scenes of wildfire destruction, especially in Jasper, putting political pressure on parties and leaders to do more on the issue of climate change to prevent these types of disasters from occurring.